It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. The Air Force Research Laboratory is partnering with Google Cloud using AI to accelerate defense research for air, space, and cyberspace forces. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Live, Laugh, Larceny discusses true petty crimes that may be disturbing to some.
Or could be easy listening to all you psychopaths out there.
All stories are based on actual events, but details may vary.
Listener discretion is not advised.
Live,
Laugh,
Larceny. Welcome to Live, Laugh, Larceny, giving your masseuse a tiny surprise by going bottomless for your massage. This is Trevin.
And I'm Amanda. Have you ever done that?
I actually have not, but I wanted to ask this question because I was thinking about this. Emily goes bottomless with her massages. I don't.
The scandal of it all.
I couldn't do it.
I always wear undies. I have to. It's weird because when I'm wearing clothing like jeans and out and about, I don't like to wear undies. But yeah, if I'm getting a massage and that's the only thing I have, yeah.
It's just you and a towel. I wouldn't do it, but listeners, let me know if you're one of these commando massager people. Massagees.
Yeah. And are there any masseuses out there? And is that like frowned upon or accepted?
I remember when I went to my masseuse for the first time, she said I could if I wanted to. So it must be allowed. But I would be curious to know the percentages of like who goes where, you know?
Yeah. So Trevin.
Yeah.
Other than that, what is your dreadful dilemma this week?
So my dreadful dilemma actually ties in with that intro.
Okay.
I had a really weird run-in with my masseuse last time, which nothing weird about her. I love my masseuse. We talk all the time.
Do you now?
Shout out, Kara.
Okay.
I've been seeing her for probably like a year and a half, maybe.
Dang.
I go once a month. This was part of my trying to reconnect with my body thing is I said I'm going to do something just for me and my body, and so I get a massage. She works out of a doctor's office and has Saturdays available, which is great. She gives like those medical massages. Like this isn't hot towel, and then they just rub you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like she splits me in two.
Oh.
So on Saturday, I was in there on the table. I don't know what had happened, but something in my lower back had kind of been bothering me. I'm normally a upper back between the shoulders guy where I hold my stress.
Yeah.
But I said something in my lower quadrant's not right.
Uh-oh.
She said, yeah, I can tell. Yeah, you're tight there. And she was pushing into it. And it seemed like she was trying some new techniques, a little bit of just like adding pressure without movement and then kind of working it out a little bit. I'm a talker during the massages.
Interesting.
I'm uncomfortable, and that's why I talk.
Oh, okay. You would think that it'd be the other way around. I am not a talker during massages at all.
I just feel bad that somebody has to touch my body. It's like, I can make you laugh. I'll make you feel better. I'm sorry.
The least I can do is entertain you.
she was pushing on my back and it was hurting pretty bad. And normally it's just like, yeah, I can deal with it. I'll toughen up. You know, pain is progress when it comes to a massage.
Yeah.
I had to stop during our conversation and start breathing heavy because I was like, ooh, this is a lot of pain. So I was like, and she was like, good job breathing that out. Good job. And I'm like, okay. And then the pain creeped up my back and like almost around my rib cage. And it started to like hurt to breathe.
Trevin.
So I was like, nope, we got to stop. When I had stopped, I don't know what had happened, but I had taken this pressure for so long and I was pretty much telling myself, it's normal. And it got really, really bad. And so I told her to stop. And I looked up, my whole body was just weak. Like, you know, when you're like on the verge of crying and you're just like, you want to say something, but you can't get anything out. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What's he? You know, and that's basically what I was doing with her. And she's like, do you want some water? And for some reason too, my mouth was just salivating like crazy. Like my mouth was running like I don't know what had happened, but I was in like a weird bit of pain. I couldn't breathe and my mouth started just salivating like crazy. And then we just decided, let's leave that part alone for a bit. And we didn't come back to it. It's embarrassing to be in that weak position like that. It's like, I don't want people to hear my I'm about to cry voice. That's not a beautiful tone.
The wimpy voice, that's what it is. Yeah, like you're withering away and you're like,
Yeah.
So what the hell? What happened? Did you ever get that worked out?
I mean, it still kind of was tight for a little bit, but I think it was just all the pressure and the pain of it.
Wow, that sounds horrible. I've never had to stop a massage.
I had neither.
Yeah, that's a new one.
This was really something. But I will say, she did say I have a pretty tight erector.
Say what?
That's the name of those lower muscles.
Erector? No.
Keeps you erect.
Oh, I'm not very erect then. I bet mine's a weak one.
I mean, you're plenty erect.
I'm going to have to ask my chiro the next time I go in, how's that erector doing back there?
Yeah.
It's funny that both of our dilemmas are kind of like weird medical mysteries in a way.
Yeah, but mine doesn't compare.
So for those that are going to see some clips from this episode, I have the camera on the opposite side of my face for a reason. I don't even know what it looks like. Hopefully it's still cute. Okay, this is not usually my good side, but now it's forced to be because you guys, I have a black eye. It's covered in makeup right now. I actually think I'm pretty good.
Oh my God, you're good.
Doing concealer. I mean, it's still going to be peeping through. It's pretty hard not to, but the dreadful part of it obviously is that I even got it in the first place, but it's such a weird, random, slightly embarrassing situation. And I've been having to like tell this to people at my new job, telling my friends and family, getting really like in-depth questions in return from people, like trying to figure things out. So as you all know, we moved to a new house. And I love it, first and foremost. I'll definitely get into that at a later date. There's just too much to talk about my eye.
Yeah, I'll be seeing the house this weekend, so we can talk about it in the next episode.
Yes. It's truly a dream come true, though. I really don't have many complaints. So anyway, we're in the new house. I am getting used to the fact that my bedroom is on the bottom level and the girls are upstairs. I heard my youngest crying, so I went up there and I laid with her for a little bit. Then I wasn't feeling right. Like I felt like I was going to throw up, shit my pants. I don't know. Like, you know the feeling when you're just like, something isn't right. Like I felt like something needed to come up or out. I don't know. And I was like sweating. It was like a horrible feeling. I went to the bathroom and then I was sitting there and I was like, no. I am going to pass out. So I laid down on the ground in the bathroom for a while, thought I was good to go. And like I was telling Trevin earlier, because he's heard this story quite a few times now, I think I got back up on the toilet, or maybe I tried to stand. I don't know. But next thing I know, you guys, I was passed out on my bathroom floor, face shoved into the ground so hard, like my whole weight was right into my face. And I was like contorted and my hip was scratched, my face was fucked, everything, like my lip was busted. I had a bloody lip and I was like, how long have I been or it was like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, Amanda called me the next day, and it's not just the black eye. I can't stress enough just how much your cheek was swollen. You looked like you had your teeth pulled on one side.
Yes, that's a really good example. Like I had my wisdom teeth taken out or something. My cheek has actually gone down quite a bit because I've been icing it like so much. Poor Jordan, I terrified him in the middle of the night. I ran down and was like, help me! And he's like, what the fuck? It's just been so, first of all, painful. I'm expressive. I like to smile at people. And second of all, it's been so awkward having to be like, yeah, I fell off the toilet, I think. Like, what am I supposed to say? I don't want people to think that I'm in a toxic relationship, got into a bar brawl, or like you said, or some raging drunk. That was in my past, not now.
Yeah, like you can trust me. I'm still your friend in the diamond business.
It's just been a whole thing.
And that's a big black eye to conceal. I've had black eyes in my life, and I don't think I've ever had one like that.
I've never had a black eye. You guys, the only time I've ever had a bruise on my face is when I got punched by a stranger on my 21st birthday. And that was like a lower bruise. I've never had a black eye. This is the first and only time I've ever passed out, not with other people around to catch me, aka you in Lake of the Ozarks.
We think it's the Vaso thing. I don't think you said that yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, I believe it was another one of these vasovagal syncope situations, which one of our listeners sent a DM to us, and it was specifically about the vasovagal syncope. So Allie M. Trevin told me that you DM'd and said you've been through it. I'm going to be reaching out to you because I gave myself a black eye from this shit, and I've gone to the doctors about it, and I really haven't gotten any answers on what to do. So any tips and tricks appreciated.
Yeah, and that is why we most likely took last week off.
That is why, you guys. Please don't be mad. So, Trevin, is it your week to go first?
It is my week, and we're doing 2 truths and a lie. I've got 3 wires. Which one do I cut?
I'll give you 2 truths and a lie.
But wait, we don't have time for this. So this week, I'm not doing any connections with any of my stuff today.
Me neither, actually.
Wow. Just on the same wavelength again. And I thought, we don't really do anything in space much. I think you, on one of our 420s, you had done a thing about space because you had said, it would be fun if you're high talking about space or something like that.
Yeah, we were talking about the outer stratosphere or something like that.
Yeah. So I was thinking like astronauts. I don't have a whole lot of astronaut facts.
It was the hamster in space. Sorry.
Oh,
yes,
there was the hamster in space.
That's what it
too.
was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 truths and a lie, astronauts edition.
Ooh.
So statement number 1. NASA created a makeup kit specifically for the first female astronauts. Statement number 2. Space shuttles include a tiny washing machine that can clean 1 piece of clothing every 24 hours. Or statement number 3. The first person to fly a plane, the first man on the moon, and over 20 astronauts were all born in Ohio.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to process. I definitely think the makeup one is true because of course they fucking would. I mean, I know a lot of amazing people from Ohio. That really could be accurate.
Isn't that where Beach 2 Sandy's from?
Oh, I think so.
I think so. I might be wrong. People will probably tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, they will. I'm going to go with the washer is false.
And you are correct.
I haven't won in so long.
So actually the truth on that one is that they wear them for a very long time because they take a certain amount of clothes with them. They wear them until they are just so stinky and not good anymore. They said they'll wear the same clothing sometimes up to a month or more. And then when they're done, they put them in like this capsule thing and it goes out in space and then it just burns up. So they don't wash their clothes, they just throw them away.
I had no idea.
I know, isn't that interesting?
They just stank it up for a month in a jumpsuit and blast it off into the universe?
Yeah, I have an article here from bbc.co. They each have a limited number of items, as it would cost a lot of money to regularly send fresh clothes to them from Earth. They are worn again and again until too smelly or dirty to wear anymore. Certain items of clothing can be worn for days, weeks, or even months at a time. Unlike on Earth, astronauts' clothes don't pick up dirt from outside their home, so their clothes tend to get dirty less quickly. The temperature on the ISS is also carefully controlled, which means astronauts don't tend to sweat a lot. Lack of gravity means everything in space is pretty much weightless, so astronauts don't have to use as much energy moving around or carrying out their daily tasks like they would on Earth. This is just them covering their ass and being like, hey, we don't stink.
They said, we actually wear deodorant when we're on the Earth, okay?
They do have to spend lots of time exercising each day to keep their bodies in tip-top shape, so they aren't impacted by the conditions in space. And this can leave clothes stiff and sweaty.
Ew.
Okay, there does come a time when astronauts have to get rid of some of their dirty clothes. Some of them are put in a cargo spacecraft, which burns up in the Earth's atmosphere, while more expensive items like spacesuits are kept for cleaning and repairs.
Okay. Laundry in space. Does it get any easier than that?
Wasn't there like Jay-Z or somebody like that's like, I never wear the same clothes twice?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Just throw it away.
Just shoot it off into the universe when you're done.
That's got to be fun.
Got the look. I'm over it now. Those are some interesting facts.
They did make a kit which the females did not take. They were like, what? We don't need that shit. In the 60s, astronauts had a hygiene kit, which was soap, toothpaste, and toothbrush, lotion, deodorant, and it says other items. The makeup kit, which ultimately never made it to space, included an eyeliner, mascara, eyeshadow, eye makeup remover, blush, and lip gloss.
First of all, that's a lot of eye makeup and no foundation.
And then, yeah, the Ohio one is true too, which I think is just a testament to how hard people will fight to leave Ohio.
Also, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I know a lot of smart people. But also then Machine Gun Kelly's from Ohio, which he's fine. I just don't think he's probably the brightest. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm going to get into, Trevin, is my 2 truths and a lie this week.
Hit me with it.
So mine is pretty random as well. I'm going to be doing 2 truths and a lie about moles. Not the weird skin moles, the weird animal mole.
Oh, the little guys that wear like glasses in their cartoon versions all the time and have little beady eyes.
Yeah, well, they ain't like that in the real world. And I'm basically doing this one because since we've moved and I'm my father's neighbor, Papa Dennis, everyone knows him. The guy is probably in his hot tub as we speak. But out in the area we're at, there are tons and tons of moles. And they've been ruining his yard, like digging. And he has all these plants he really cares about. So he bought these lights that beep and try to scare the moles away because he's been trying to kill these things and it's not really happening. I don't know. It's a whole thing. And I was like, moles, they're weird as hell looking. I'm going to do a 2 truths and a lie.
But what a retired man problem.
No, literally, I don't think anybody would notice even that they had moles like this guy will. He's out there. He's about his yard.
Yeah.
He's about his business. Okay, Trevin, so do you know much about moles and are you ready for this?
I don't know much. There's a lot of homemade signs out around here that just say got moles and there's like a number. So there's like a guy around here trying to take care of them for people. Maybe I'll give Papa Dennis that number.
We got him.
But that's all I know is the picture they post on that around my neighborhood.
Okay. Well, statement number 1. Moles have a unique toxin in their saliva that paralyzes earthworms. Statement number 2. Moles can dig up to 18 feet of tunnels per hour. And statement number 3. Moles have multiple romantic partners and disregard gender.
Open moles. I don't know. Something about, you said 18 feet an hour? That seems crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. They're smaller than I think they are, so I don't think they can do that.
Unfortunately, Trevin, you're incorrect. That is so damn true.
Man, I guess they do just kind of go through the dirt in the same way that we walk, right? They're just like, I got places to go.
They have their little weird fucking webbed shovel hands with their nails, and they're just like... So, dude, I wish I could tell you that statement number 3 was true, because that's very cute. And I wanted to put that in there because it's Pride Month and to be fun and lovely about it. But hell no, that is not true.
Oh, is it like worse?
Moles are actually solitary creatures. They are territorial, each maintaining its own tunnel system. However, they do come together briefly during the breeding season.
Oh.
They really aren't about it. Now, statement number 1, they do paralyze earthworms with their saliva, and that's really like their favorite thing to eat. They love a good earthworm, I found out.
So they're just like, you look tasty.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
they eat them.
and they paralyze them, and then they just eat their grubs. I don't know. Weird little things. Also, yeah, the 18 feet of tunnel per hour. When I looked it up, that was like the high end. Obviously, that's like a very strong and motivated mole, right?
The motivated mole. That's such a catchy name.
The lazy ones are probably doing what? Like maybe 5 feet an hour? Maybe.
But at the same time, like, what do they do all day? Is your job just to go around digging holes? Because, you know, like a cat is going to go bask and nap a lot.
Right.
Like, what is a mole going to do? Is he like in solitary just hiding alone? Like,
yeah, they're like little weird grumps that just want to work, and dig, I guess. I don't know. I guess they eat grubs too. I wish that it was they love to be with each other, and I wish that they had multiple partners, but no, they don't really like each other, unfortunately.
I'm going to have to watch a video of one digging holes because I just realized I haven't actually seen one in action.
Well, I haven't seen one in action, but I've seen them.
Yeah, I like their little hands. Their hands are kind of cute and weird.
Their hands are so weird, but still. Well, thanks for letting me mull that over with you, Trevin, but I think we should go ahead and give the people some ads.
Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
With a Venmo debit card, you can Venmo more than just your friends. You can use your balance in so many ways. You can Venmo everything. Need gas? You can Venmo this. How about snacks? You can Venmo that. Your favorite band's merch? You can Venmo this. Or their next show? You can Venmo that. Visit Venmo.me/debit to learn more.
You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo.
The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted. Venmo purchase restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want is a great feeling. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
And we are back, Mole. I didn't know how to add that in there and be cool like you.
We are back, Mole.
What do you think? Did that work?
That's the best you've got.
Hey, I write for a comedy podcast, if you didn't know. This week, it is my turn. I have a story from a couple years ago. I think of myself as a problem solver. And I really admire that in people who can also do that. So I thought, why not bring you guys a criminal that I think we can all admire?
Love that.
I don't know when's the last time we've admired a criminal, you know?
It's been a minute.
So put on your rose-colored glasses and let's go. For all the skills a petty criminal possesses, there's one that's seldom talked about. Problem solving. Perhaps that's because the problems they cause tend to overshadow the ones they solve. But make no mistake, beneath every poorly thought out scheme and legally questionable shortcut lies a mind in motion. A thinker, a hustler with access to Google. A petty criminal doesn't see a world of boundaries and limitations like you and I. To them, rules are merely suggestions meant to keep people from greatness. And to the non-law abiding, that just clears the skies, giving them space to spread their wings and fly. Take for instance Dustin Bushnell, the Washington man who stole a 400-pound slide from a public park and attached it to his child's bunk bed, or Devin Brockman, the 18-year-old Dairy Queen drive-thru worker who stole a woman's credit card information to pay for OnlyFans content. They both saw a problem, a cheap gift and free boobs, and solved it using the tools at their disposal. Today, I have another criminal who belongs in the same category as the Dustins and Devins of the world. A morally dubious man who faced a problem and instead of seeing an obstacle, saw an opportunity for innovation. But as any seasoned problem solver knows, fixing one issue often creates another. Most people take driving for granted, but Elijah knew better. After years without a car, he saw transportation as a gift, one he planned to enjoy for more than just a day. What began as a quick rental to take his Grammy to her bacchiotomy appointment turned into the unlocking of a superpower. Grocery trips at 3 a.m., movies on a whim, ice cream just because. It was unadulterated freedom with a daily fee. And just like the world around him, his bank account shrank in much the same way. He watched his balance tick down with each passing day, like a slow countdown to accountability. But every time an anxious wave of awareness hit, Elijah took a drive, choosing the open road over the ugly truth. Still, no matter how many miles he put behind him, there was no outrunning unemployment.
I'll just run the show with my knockers.
Elijah's phone blared with its usual obnoxious ringtone. He glanced at the screen. Rental car company. Given his recent 3-digit bank balance, the reason for the call felt crystal clear. He thought back to how pleasant the transaction had been with the rental agent.
It appears your license is suspended or revoked. No problem. Have a great day, Mr. Mills.
She'd be so disappointed in him. But when Elijah looked out the window at the car he'd been driving, he remembered exactly why he did it. The Chevy Equinox sat proudly outside Elijah's apartment, beaming in the sun. Sure, it wouldn't be his first choice if money or options were a factor, but he loved it all the same. Cringing at the bad news surely awaiting him, Elijah tapped on the new voicemail.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mills. This is Petunia from the rental company. It appears your card on file has declined for today's charge on the Chevy Equinox you're renting. Please call back as soon as possible with correct payment. If payment is not received, the vehicle will be disabled from starting. Thank you.
Elijah clutched the keys tightly to his bosom like a nurturing mother. They'll never take you from me, he whispered. With his mind on his money, and his money basically non-existent, Elijah did what any broken optimist with a car might do. Signed up for Uber. Thankfully, their hiring process was forgiving.
It appears your license is suspended or revoked. Enjoy driving for Uber.
Soon, Elijah was delivering passengers and racking up tips. He even got his first deposit just in time for the rental deadline. Unfortunately, road snacks and fuzzy dice took financial priority after a gas station display proved irresistible. Once again unable to cover the rental fee, Elijah cursed the universe.
Why does this keep happening to me?
He raced off to find another rider, time ticking down. As he sped through a quiet residential street, he watched the rental car's clock flip to 5 p.m. But nothing happened. No sudden stall, no locked doors. The car kept running, smooth as ever. He made it to his next rider without a hitch.
Hi, my name is Elijah. I'll be your driver this evening.
As he followed the GPS directions, one question kept repeating in his mind. Why was he still driving? Did the rental company grant him mercy? Did they just forget? Then it hit him. They didn't disable the car while it was running. They only disabled its ability to start, which meant Elijah would never have to give up the car if he never turned it off. From that moment on, Elijah's life revolved around one goal, keeping the engine running. He slept lightly, afraid someone might steal it. He filled up with the motor idling, the fuel gauge always in the back of his mind. Even he felt uneasy, each fill-up a reminder of final destination. For 3 weeks, this lifestyle continued. Riders came and went, tipping well and appreciating Elijah's eager attitude. Each one left a satisfied customer, none the wiser about the circumstances of their Uber. That is, until 2 international guests changed everything.
Hi, my name is Elijah. I'll be driving you today,
he greeted, pulling up the address for his next stop.
Hip ho!
The woman cheered, sliding into her seat as her fiancé fumbled with the seatbelt.
Jolly good,
he declared once it clicked. Elijah glanced in the rear view at the young couple.
Where are you two from? You don't sound local.
We're from the UK.
We're getting married.
My bride's always been obsessed with you dumb Americans and your dumb criminals. So we figured, why not get hitched where you make criminals?
Yeah, I've been looking for one all week, but these buggers are hard to find. Where do you keep your petty criminals? Maybe you're a petty criminal.
Elijah chuckled in Floridian. Contrary to what you see on Facebook and the Oxygen Network, not everyone in Florida is a criminal. We're just regular people with better tans. The couple laughed, charmed.
I suppose you're right,
the woman said before leaning into her fiancé.
I hope we at least see a meth gator or some shit.
As Elijah drove toward Four Corners, he watched the couple scroll Florida Man hashtags and lean on each other's shoulders. He thought about love and about maybe settling down one day. Maybe with a woman, maybe with a fuel-efficient crossover. But before he could drift too far into his future, sirens snapped him back.
Maybe we're about to see a dumb criminal, honey,
the man said, craning his neck. I'm sure it's just a speeder, Elijah replied.
Oi! It kind of looks like he's trying to pull you over. Are you sure you're not a petty criminal?
It's probably a taillight out, or a misunderstanding, Elijah mumbled. He flicked on his blinker and brought the Equinox to a stop, the couple whispering giddily in the back seat. Before Elijah could say a word, the officer beat him to it.
Are you aware that this vehicle is stolen?
The couple erupted in silent celebration.
I knew it!
Best wedding ever!
Elijah stared forward, checking out of the moment. In his mind, he was back on the open road, a place with no rules, no payments, no problems. Here, in the mental limbo between ignorance and arrest, Elijah found his peace. Free from consequence, at least, until the engine finally stopped. On October 24th, 2023, 27-year-old Elijah Mills was arrested in Davenport, Florida, after deputies discovered he had been using a rental car reported stolen to drive for Uber. Mills had originally rented the Chevy Equinox from a company in Orange County, but after falling behind on payments and ignoring daily calls from the rental agency, the vehicle was flagged as stolen. According to authorities, the car was equipped with a device that prevents it from restarting if payments aren't made. To avoid detection, Mills admitted to keeping the engine running continuously for 3 weeks straight, bypassing the system entirely. At the time of his arrest, Mills was giving a ride to a couple visiting from the United Kingdom. Mark and Rhiannon had traveled thousands of miles to get married in Florida and ended up with a story they'll never forget. Deputies not only gave them a free ride to their destination, but also posed for a selfie with the bride and groom-to-be. Mills was charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle and driving with a suspended or revoked license. No punishments were made public. As you can see, petty problem solvers have a way of standing out. The ability to think creatively under pressure, to maneuver around obstacles instead of through them. It's a skill set that can change lives. But problem solving on its own isn't enough. Without awareness of time, of consequences, of yourself, a clever plan can quickly turn into a trap of your own making. Elijah Mills had ingenuity. What he lacked was an exit strategy. And as the days ticked on, his brilliant workaround became harder and harder to maintain. In the end, I'm sure he and the engine both wanted to stop running. While our main character has a cautionary tale, maybe there's still something to take from this story. Find a problem in your life, one you've been avoiding, and fix it with just a fraction of that same creativity. And if your solution happens to involve fraud or felony, well, there's always room down in Florida.
Three weeks.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I wanted to write a bit into it to say that he had like a little cousin, say he like goes out and makes distractions so he can fill up while the engine's running. But I mean, if you're keeping it continuously running for that long, you know you're filling it up a lot too.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of how much she spent on gas. It's like you couldn't afford it. So how are you affording this gas? Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I put the whole bit with the snacks and stuff, because it feels like you're just recycling your money right back out.
Yeah, in poor ways. Holy shit, what a crazy story for that couple, too, in the back seat.
They seem so happy. I don't know if they were actually there because they love petty criminals, but if I'm from the UK, I don't know why the fuck I'd go to Florida.
I know. Same. And it was a great excuse for us to get those accents back out, Trevin.
It almost seemed like a made-up characters, but they were very happy and they took the selfie with them.
Holy Holy shit. I mean, might as well. Might as well make the most out of it. I mean, the other way you could go is just being like a big old grouch and letting it ruin your time, you know?
Oh, that would be the best. I would love to watch my Uber driver get arrested in front of me.
That would be nuts. God, so he just kept the car running 3 weeks. I can't get over that fact.
Yeah, you were a problem solver, but man, 3 weeks, it's costing you a lot of money. It's probably so much mental strain just to remember like that car's running. I don't know if he slept in it. Obviously, I said that he had an apartment. That's always kind of just my running joke because everybody has an apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he lived in it. If it was me and I was keeping that thing running, I would be inside of it, sleeping. I don't want it stolen.
Yeah. I don't even know how you would make that happen.
Yeah, I want to know all the logistics of that.
And how did he bypass Uber and the rental company? And like, did he not give them a fake ID? He just didn't give an ID at all? Or like they knew that his ID was revoked?
See, a logistical thing that I just really want to know.
Yeah.
The rental one's the one that blows me away the most. I feel like the Uber one's probably easier to cheat.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people do it, but the rental car one...
They're pretty serious about that shit.
Like ID on file, do you have insurance usually?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really heard of a rental car company that was just daily and they charged you daily. At least anytime I rented a car, it's just like, what are the days you're going to have this thing?
Right.
And you're usually paying up front for a lot of it. So I don't know if he had it for a stretch and then he just never chose to bring it back and then they started charging him daily after that, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
But they almost made it sound like it was a daily charging thing, and I'm thinking, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before, but I'm just picturing, the amount of work that had to go into keeping that thing running and just
how many
so silly.
Who rode in that not knowing, like, this car's been running for 3 weeks
Dude.
straight.
They're like, it's actually quite hot in here.
Yeah.
Seems like this engine hasn't had a bit of a break.
I mean, obviously it's not a big enough crime for anybody to do, but I would love an interview with this person. Like, tell me how you did this. What was it like for you?
Did you have to put an ice pack on the engine to cool it down? Like, wow, that is just shocking.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Spotify.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Well, Trevin, I also have a petty crime story, and it may involve some wild characters too.
Okay.
So we will at least have that in common. My story is also from the news. This actually revolves around a specific item that we've definitely talked about it. It's definitely been used in crimes, but it's never been the star of the show.
Oh.
And it's time.
I'm intrigued and curious.
So, here we go. The life of a grocery cart isn't one of luxury or ease. You are expected to perform, rain or shine, no matter the load. Your basket bursts with a colorful blend of produce, household toiletries, and cheese from every producing animal. Dirty hands grab your handlebars. Stinky kids plop into your folding wire seat. And most people discard you with a careless shove. Plus, you're forced to do all of this with one busted wheel. The only time you really feel safe is when an employee runs out to organize you and the other carts. You enjoy the 15-minute break, even though the worker usually cusses in frustration the entire time.
Stupid bitch-ass carts!
It's nice, until you make it back to the front of the line for another set of grubby grippers to take hold. Today's petty crime story is about what happens when a shopping cart falls into the wrong hands. It was March of 2024 in the city of Newark, New Jersey, as two older men sat in a large red van. To passerbys, the duo probably appeared as relatives. The men both had sunken eyes, expressive eyebrows, frowny mouths, and balding hair in the exact same spot. Yet, these two weren't planning a family outing. They were meeting to discuss some serious business. In the passenger seat of the crimson Econoline van was 77-year-old Alfredo Rodriguez, and behind the wheel in the driver's seat was 54-year-old Hector Cortez. Although Hector was younger than Alfredo, Hector took charge of operations. He may have even enjoyed bossing his elders around from time to time.
So why'd you bring me out here? I missed bingo to meet up with yous.
Hey, don't get saucy with me, Alfredo. I found our next gold mine. Been watching it for days now. It's the perfect time to strike midday when lots of people are at their lunch breaks.
Ha! You imposter. The last time you found a gold mine, all I got was a few $100 and a broken hip.
This one is different, old man. Now buckle up. We've got a job to do. The grumpy men took off driving down the road and soon pulled into a parking lot for a local supermarket called ShopRite. The logo on the front of the building intentionally spelled the word right wrong. However, Hector and Alfredo couldn't have cared less about the store's name. All they noticed was the large quantity of shiny, valuable, and unattended shopping carts.
Okay, I gotta admit, this place really is a gold mine.
The old man knew when he was wrong. I told you, Alfredo. We can sell them or scrap them. Either way, we can make a quick buck. Now put this yellow safety vest on to blend in with the store employees. The two grumps pulled the neon vests over their permafrowns and parked their van in the back of the lot. All right, old geezer. I'll be the lookout and getaway driver. You can earn your half by swiping the carts. You in? Hector looked over at the defiant older man next to him.
I may be old, but I'm no bitch. Let's make some coin, kid.
Alfredo hopped out of the van, putting his weight on his good hip. He briskly walked to a row of neatly stacked grocery carts. He yanked the clanking metal on wheels towards the van, opened the back doors, and shoved them inside. Just as Alfredo's ancient ass hit his seat, Hector sped out of the lot and out of sight. The pair of men pulled this ruse a few times without any issue, only they had no clue that the staff of ShopRite was onto them. Manager Marty noticed each precise detail of the ShopRite since the day he was promoted to run the store. He arrived early to stock each checkout station with toxic plastic bags, rotated the rotten produce, and went above and beyond to remember small details about his staff.
Good morning, Monica. Hope your nasty yeast infection cleared up over the weekend.
So, when shopping carts began to go missing at the end of March, Marty was hot on the trail. He glared at suspicious shoppers and interrogated the troublesome employees.
Have you seen this cart?
But still had no answers. That is when he remembered that as manager, he could look at store security footage. Manager Marty searched through hours of surveillance tape until he spotted an elderly man limping away with a large stack of carts. He took notes on the red van and the old men and reported it to the authorities. At Marty's next shift, he remained perched at the ShopRite entrance, holding a pair of binoculars up to his eyes. He spent hours in the same spot, frozen and focused. So much so that a few children kicked him to find out if he was a mannequin. Marty stood on guard through his lunch, smoke, and potty breaks until finally the familiar red van came into view. He grabbed his cell and called the local police department.
The criminals are back at ShopRite! Come quick before they get away with another catastrophe!
From March 27th, 2024 to April 9th of the same year, 2 men stole approximately 140 grocery carts from a ShopRite supermarket on West Passaic Street in Newark, New Jersey. Police arrested 77-year-old Alfredo Rodriguez and 54-year-old Hector Cortez for stealing carts estimated to be worth somewhere around $30,000. The media dubbed them the shopping cart bandits. They were also called career criminals because one of the suspects already had an outstanding warrant for yet again stealing shopping carts. The thieves were caught after the store's security started their own investigation and handed cops security footage featuring a red Ford Econoline van. Robert Allen, the real estate manager for ShopRite, was quoted about the crime, stating,
I think the store manager was first to notice we were running low on carts here. We have a good security team and started looking at the video and noticed the red van coming and going. They were even dressed like cart guys with lime yellow shirts and everything.
Rochelle Park Detective Nick Marcoon was also quoted on the event, explaining, We're pulling out the paperwork the next day on Tuesday, and we get a phone call around noon and they were like, They're here! My partner and I ran out there. We blocked the guys in. The crazy thing about it was, the 77-year-old was the one lugging them into the van. I was surprised to see a guy 77 years old, who could hardly walk, taking a shopping cart and lifting it up into the back of a van. They were in a corner of the parking lot, and lo and behold, they gave us consent to search their vehicle, and there were 5 shopping carts in there. I'm not sure if they were scrapping them and making money from there, or if they're selling them to other small stores. But they had proceeds on them. They're making cash. Who knew? Not me. Hector and Alfredo went behind bars at the Bergen County Jail and were charged with theft, receiving stolen property, burglary tools, and possession of property derived from criminal activity. No punishments were found online. It's a rough world for a grocery cart. Not only does their daily routine suck, but according to the Food Marketing Institute, approximately 2 million shopping carts are stolen each year. The next time you go to the store, give your cart a spit shine, drive it with care, and return it in a neat and orderly fashion. Because you never know where that poor metal basket on wheels has been.
That is a lot of shopping carts.
A fuck ton.
They seem easy pickings.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're at Aldi and you got to pay a quarter for each one.
That's true. It's not even worth it at that point. Too rich for my blood.
But seriously, though, with statistics like that, I understand why Aldi makes you pay for a damn cart.
Yeah.
2 million carts a year?
So I Googled how much a shopping cart is worth, and it says they typically cost between $30 and $90. However, they can range from as little as $150 to over $350, depending on the size, features, and durability. $30 to $90 is a lot cheaper than I expected, but I guess it is just kind of thin metal. I don't know.
Yeah, and like the officer was saying, I don't know if they were scrapping it, like scrap yards. I don't know if you can just take a shit ton of carts, though.
You should be on a list at the scrapyard.
It's honestly kind of funny that the store security, they all had to do their own investigation and figure it out.
That would be so fun, though, if you just worked at a grocery store and you're like, I hate my job. And then you're like, there's a mystery.
I know, honestly. Marty is obviously a throwback character that we love. I didn't have the actual manager's name or anything about him, so I was like, this is perfect to bring him back. But I wanted him to be really fixated, like up at the front with the binoculars. Like, I'm sure he wasn't like that. But then again, maybe he's just a manager at a supermarket. He's probably waiting for some drama.
I'm sure a good amount of him was focused on it to a certain point. I mean, like, at a job, like my old job that I hated, I checked that certain like coffee machine that wasn't working right every day because I was like, I hate this place and why can't they just get this one thing right? If I had a mystery to solve, oh yeah, I'd be all over that.
All over it.
I think that's a type of character that we don't talk about enough in this show. We always give so much attention to the petty criminals because, you know, they can be so many different people. They're all of us, you know?
Yeah.
But there's also the other character that's like, some of these crimes don't get solved unless one person finds this really silly thing and decides to just focus on it and try to fix it.
Exactly.
And
Both problem solvers. Mine was problem solving of the victims, I guess, of my crime, and yours was more problem solving of your criminal. And also, we both had accents in both of our stories. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess they both were thieves too.
On wheels.
Yeah, different types of wheels. That's true. So we have a few different connections that tie them together.
I like that both of our stories had us as characters that worked as a twosome. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It wasn't like you were a quirky character, I'm a quirky character, and they're together. It's like they only exist together.
Yes.
So we had kind of a Bert and Ernie thing going on.
Bert and Ernie all the way. And I had to show you the picture of the Jersey guys we were playing because, my God.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring that up because you kept bringing it up how grumpy they looked. They really do have just the scowliest. Like, that was the sound I made when you were like, this is the character you're going to play. And the first thing I thought was, that's just what his face looks like.
No joke. I know. It's probably mean that I keep calling them old men, but the younger guy, the one I was playing, he didn't look like he was 54. He looked like he was as old as Alfredo. Like, they both looked so old and cranky. Like, so sorry if you're somehow listening to this podcast, Hector, but you look old, bruh.
They both had this grumpy look in their eyes that they would, like, slap a snow cone out of a kid's hand or something.
Totally.
They just look like mean guys.
And one of them, I wish I knew which one, but one of them had a warrant for stealing carts. This was like his thing.
So of all the things to steal, yeah, I mean, they just love carts.
Whew.
So if it is scrapping, I guess that's the only thing they can get their hands on. I like that you said that they called it gold or whatever, gold mine.
Yeah, I found a gold mine.
It's like every grocery store is a gold mine for you people.
I know. But how random. Thank you for getting into the accents with me.
Oh, yeah. Adding that extra little bit of like that on top of my Jersey accent was tough.
Yeah.
I'm sure I only kept it about 20% of the time, but
it's okay.
It was good.
We're doing the best we can over here. Well, I hope that everyone listening is just having the best week. And remember, no matter the crime, big or small, in the end, we're all doomed.
Doomed to go commando for a massage.
Bye.
See ya.
Don't be like a mole and live life in solitary confinement. Come on over to Patreon. We have bonus content, movie nights, and ad-free episodes.
And I'm serious about the masseuse thing. Are you guys doing it with your pants off or what? Find us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. Live, Laugh, Larceny.
And have you ever given yourself a black eye? Please let your girl know. Send us your petty crime stories or any messages to livelaughlarceny@gmail.com.
And give our show the same rating Hector and Alfredo would give that gold mine of shopping carts. 5 stars. Rate our podcast wherever you rate podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or Good Pods. And notice the red van coming and going. They were even dressed like cart guys with lime yellow shirts and never. Yeah. They were even dressed like cart. Yeah. They were even They were even cursed.